The topic that I research is about the Syrian refugee crisis. There are people who are leaving their homeland due to war. Many Syrian families have fled their war-torn countries and seeking refuge in nearby countries. Many families are displaced and has taken risks to travel by boat to arrive in other countries. Thousands are expected to arrive here in the United States, which stirred many political debates on whether or not to accept the Syrian refugees. The way I determined if the information was reliable or accurate for all six of my sources were by assessing the author's credibility and if she or he has any affiliations or not. I read to see what's the reason behind the existence of the website or article, and if the sources or person mentioned on the web or article is cited, and if quotes were used. Then I checked for any biases, such as if it's opinionated, uses biased language, and if it is one-sided. If opinions were used, I checked to see if the author used references to back up their claims or not. Furthermore, I assessed the publication information regarding published date, about the publisher, or if there are any editors of the web page, in addition to the credibility of the author. I think it's really difficult, especially for young people and adults, to differentiate between reliable and unreliable sources because there are some websites or articles that seem to be authentic, but they are not. In addition, there are many digital information that makes it even more complicated, and I believe it requires critical thinking before determining the reliability of a source. This will make things harder for people who are uneducated about the information literacy. These are some of the things that make a source reliable, and I checked 5 things. Number one, I checked for accuracy, if the sources listed are facts, and checked if the information can be verified through another source, and the author, is the author publisher reputable, is there a link to the sponsoring organization, is the author qualified to write on this topic. I also assessed objectivity. Does the sponsor have commercial interest? Is advertising included on the page or not? Or are there obvious biases? I also checked the currency, if the publication date is indicated, or is there a date for the last update. In addition to checking whether the topic is covered in depth, or does the content appear to be complete or incomplete. For someone who is not taking the time to analyze the information they are using, I think they can easily be tricked and misled into believing inaccurate information. And the potential harm of this can be when a person takes a random digital information and literally apply it to their life or people around them. For instance, if a young person searches for some health information and they use the first website they see, it can be either helpful or detrimental for their health because he or she do not know who is that website written by. I think the best way to educate people, especially young and adults, is to start at a younger age for young people, such as in middle school and high school. They can learn early and educate themselves about the digital information. I think they should offer them some kind of courses for them to take throughout middle and high school years, and it can be built on through their college years as well. For adults, I think they should offer some kind of free classes or have some kind of information literacy awareness week each month or something for the adults in our population that are uneducated about this topic.